crazy thunderstorms that we had over the course of yesterday. We're looking for some fantastic weather. We hope. Right now it's all over the place as we're gearing up for Ottawa Race Weekend. Joining us, Run Ottawa President John Halverson. Great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
And really we are into the final countdown. At this point you're watching the weather networks, you're watching maps and radars and getting set, because that really becomes a critical part of how things work over the weekekend.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big factor on how the runners have an experience, especially the ones out of town. They come to Ottawa, so it's great when it's sunny. Maybe not too warm, though. That's what we're worried about. And right now, Saturday is looking a little bit warm, certainly for the 10K runners. But we're hoping it's going to cool off. It looks like Sunday's cooling off with a bit of showers. But again, we're watching it daily and hourly and crossing our fingers that it's going to work out.
I mean, it's a go, rain or shine, no matter what. It's just going to be a different experience. What are you now looking into as we're kind of gearing into the final hours of preparations? The runners at this point, their training's done. It's a matter of waiting for what's going to happen over race weekend.
Yeah, I mean, we have the usual things we always have. Expo, people pick up their kits. People go to the finish line and the start line, of course. But this year we made one change, a couple of changes that I want to just cover. One is we do have heat warning flags if it is hot and warm that we put up at the start and water stations that indicate the severity of the heat, and it's measured with a relatively fancy thermometer that our medical team has that allows you to see the humidity index, the sun loading, and so on, and predict how hot it is for the runners. And there's a 4-flag system starting with green, yellow, red, and black, meaning black is severe. You really should consider not running. We hope we don't get to that.
Right.
But it gives the runners an idea that it could be green in the morning, especially for Sunday, and then it could get warm, and we change those flags during the day so that we can let the runners know that it's getting to be dangerous if it is.
Will they change in terms of their water consumption, or especially for the half and the marathoners in terms of the gel packs that they're going to be using? How much of that will affect?
Well, yeah, it certainly gives you guidance that, it's getting warm. You should consider maybe taking in a little more water. You don't want to take in too much as usual. But just even knowing that you may want to take it easy, don't go for your personal best in this race if it is that hot. That's what happened at Boston this year, and they were very aggressive with their communication to their runners. And we thought this would be a good way to tell the runners what's happening while they're running, because it's very difficult to communicate to them at that point.
Yeah, it's one thing, I think, to experience an event like this. Another for people that are looking, psychologically, I want my best time, that you have these guidelines there to say, listen, we're more concerned about your health than, you saying that you were able to run it in this amount of time. There's going to be a change to the route in terms of the finish line, which is going to help, I think, hopefully, kind of ease the way of the congestion.
Yeah, I mean, every year you live in a big city, there's going to be construction, so that is always an element that causes changes to the course. And the map happens to be in the Ottawa Citizen today. I just saw it, so it's great. But at the finish line, we moved the finish line further south to allow for a larger walkout, if you will, of the runners after the race, because it's always good to keep walking, to keep the blood flowing, not stop cold, and taking some water and some light snacks that we offer at that point. And just for runners, it's more to be aware of that so that they sort of time their finish, if you will, correctly.
Well, because that's quite the change. I mean, especially coming down Queen Elizabeth Drive.
Yes.
You've got you know that there's that last 1 or 2 Ks, and so you start to change the tempo. So to know that the finish line is up, that makes it a big difference.
It's about 150 meters further south, if you will, so earlier than previous years. Like I said, it's just a matter of knowing it. Other than that, it's not a big issue. But the runners will probably, some will not know and come to the finish line and go, "Wow, I didn't know I'm already done." So
you're done. You don't actually have that other, that finish point that you had thought. The Expo is going to be a big thing. So for all the runners and even people that aren't actually going to be running in race weekend, it is a fantastic Expo to take in.
It's open to everybody, and it's obviously that's where the runners go to get their bibs,
kits,
their timing chips, and T-shirts, and can walk through the Expo part of it and buy sporting equipment actually. At very good prices from vendors both in Ottawa and outside of Ottawa that come in and see and get information about other races that are visiting us, and as we go and visit them to promote Ottawa, they come here to promote their events both in Canada and the US. So yeah, it's a good place to go.
Okay, and you were mentioning in the Ottawa Citizen today is the map of the race routes for both the 10K, the half, and the full marathon.
Correct, they're all in there today.
Something to definitely check out. I'm looking forward to running the 10K on Saturday.
Excellent.
And then I will be emceeing all day on Sunday, so I'm looking forward to, because then we've got the family, you've got all the kids finishing up their marathon, finishing up their last bit, and of course the half and the full marathon.